Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. It is now Bingo is Life, the podcast. Yes, welcome aboard. So we don't have Jay with us this evening. That's why I'm doing the stumbling introduction. That's what I do. We've got some wonderful guests with us this evening, and we're going to talk first about some bingo. We did not have a winner this evening.
No, but we had one last week, and it was, and she was still here. I asked her. I said, "What did you do? How
she
did
came
you
back?
spend the
how
money?"
did her life change?
Yeah. I said, "How did you spend that sweet $100 cash?"
Yeah,
and she goes, "I haven't."
Oh, interesting.
I don't know that I could hold on to $100 cash.
She's still basking in glory.
Yeah, she said she's going to have a party and she's going to buy some booze with it.
All right.
I thought that was kind of a like.
That's a good way. Spread the joy.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm cool with that.
That's good. That's good.
But no one won the $100 tonight. But we had a wonderful evening.
It was a great crowd. There was a lot of energy. I felt pretty good about it.
Yeah.
It was interesting at the end. We always allow somebody to bowl in order to win the $100. If they get a strike, they get the $100.
Truth.
There was no strike. In fact, there was no. She didn't hit any pins at all. I believe the first.
No, she hit 7.
Oh, she hit 7 pins.
Yeah.
A little more velocity, and that one would have been a strike.
Yeah, right.
For sure.
So she knocked down to 7. You give her a second chance with a second ball, and that's not for the $100 anymore. That's just to win a free pizza.
Yeah, and
then
didn't.
we had 20 people after that try to knock down a pin, because the deal was like, okay, there's 7 left. So I tell you what, you knock down any pin, just a pin, and you win a free pizza. And she tried twice.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then some friends of hers showed up and they tried, and everyone threw it completely off the.
Yes,
All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't knock the pins down again.
I was one of those failures.
No, one of our very own guests.
Yeah.
One of our guests. Oh no!
One of our guests cherry-picked from the street.
It's hard.
Down those pins.
It's harder than it looks. It really is.
Than it looks. Yeah.
But then again,
a lot of people have been winning that lately. I don't know. I'm just gonna say.
So we've been doing this show for 8 years now. And
Bingo.
the
podcast.
bingo show. Yeah, the bingo show. We've been doing it for 8 years, and last week was the 5th time someone has won the $100 bill. And
Out of 8 years.
Out of 8 years. However, the past 3 $100 winners are roommates.
Yeah.
That's why you didn't knock any down. Your name's not on the lease of gold.
There was something in the water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And well, it's funny you say the water because they all live in Bridgewater.
Oh, yes.
Maybe it is the water.
The bridgiest water of all.
The bridgiest water.
Bridgy.
Truth. Oh my
This water's
gosh.
bridgy.
Could be they have more duck pin bowling down there.
Yeah, and there's no duck pin bowling.
That's what they do for fun. They come up here to just to show off.
Yeah, that's right.
Look what I can do.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to introduce one of our guests.
Yes.
All right. What's up, Phil? How you doing?
Hey, what's up?
Hey. All right. So I've actually known Phil for a very long time now.
1,000 years.
Well, we've known each other for a long time, and just recently I got to see him act in Harrisonburg, and I'm forgetting the name of the play.
What the Constitution means to me.
What the Constitution means to me, and I saw they did a really great performance at what was the name of
Black
that?
Sheep. We were
the
at
Black Sheep.
the night you saw me.
The Black Sheep, and it was so intimate. It was so great. I hadn't seen Phil act in a very long time, and it was awesome to see him. He was here this evening. The guest we were supposed to have totally bailed on us. Sam. It's okay, Sam. We're going to have you back, Sam. Don't you worry. Yeah. But I grabbed him, and he said sure he'd be here. Everybody, this is Mr. Phil Bly.
Thank you. Very warm introduction. Thank you.
No, it's so great, man. It's great. So you are an actor in our town.
Yeah, among other things. Yeah.
Among what?
Did you also do that reading that your Noya had in the basement of the Golden Pony that was like the mobster reading?
Yes.
That's why I know your face.
Okay, yeah.
Great job.
That was where my theater relapse began. I had been dormant for a very long time, and the script was so much fun. You could really sink your teeth in that. I mean, the dialogue, it was so crisp, and it was, you just wanted to chew on it. And the dialect work, it was...
Yeah, you guys nailed it.
I like that you called it a relapse. That's fun.
Well, it was because I had been acted in several decades, really, and then once I got a taste, it was just I was.
Well,
like,
also,
like laying in a gutter clutching a script.
So I do think that the Harrisonburg community also is ripe for people who maybe you haven't acted in a while, but you want to dip your toes in it and have a good time again. There are a lot of people doing things, and they need people. They need people.
Oh, absolutely.
To come out.
People who need people.
Yeah.
In some ways, the luckiest people. Right on, Chris.
I felt that from here. That was really
I did.
good. That was
I
good.
did.
Yeah.
That was nice.
That's my agita.
So what is something? Now, were you in theater, and when you lived in Richmond, did you do?
Yes.
Yes.
Primarily, that was when I was the most active. I was going to the VCU
Yeah.
for to do my undergraduate in theater, and a couple productions at around town at Virginia Theater. Had written a play and had it produced at the Firehouse as part of the 2001 season.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
I played at the Firehouse with my band once.
Yeah.
That was
Right?
awesome.
Isn't it a great space?
It's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, no, it was the only time I ever played in Richmond too. But no, that's it. It's
I had written a play, and I got roasted by Roy Proctor, the theater critic at the time, and that was a bit of a rite of passage to have him
What?
eviscerate your work. And I was like, I have now arrived.
Oh man,
Nice.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh no, is this now the play that you wrote? That's the? Tell me the name of it.
That was
again.
Heads.
Heads.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Very good. Yeah,
Well-
that's what I thought. I just wanted to say the wrong one. Yeah, go ahead.
So, we just kind of cherry picked our guests off the street this week.
Literally.
Truth.
One of the guests that I brought,
Who did you bring?
I brought a friend who's visiting from out of town who moved away and is still moved away but is back visiting. And a guest that I know through theater as well.
Nice.
Not necessarily scripted theater, but improv. And I met this person improvising on roller skates as Uncle Sam on the 4th of July
Whoa.
in 2012.
I think it's 2012.
2012.
Yes.
Let's go with that. And his name is Tony Lopez, and he's here from Chicago.
Hello, everyone.
What's
Welcome,
up, Tony
Tony.
Lopez from Chicago.
Howdy, Chris.
That feels good.
Yeah.
So, how did
Yeah.
you land in Chicago?
I grew up in the suburbs there. I moved here to work at Rosetta Stone.
Rosetta Stone.
Yes.
Rip.
The building is still there.
Yeah, the building's
Yeah,
still
the
there.
building is
yeah.
still there.
The stone is still standing.
It's a memorial stone now.
Yeah. God, so many people though in this
Right.
town went through worked there. They are like so many.
Yeah.
So you moved here to work for Rosetta Stone,
Yes.
and then you got involved in theater while you were here.
Well, yeah, I got involved in, someone started an improv group in town. They called it Mental Flossing. And then after that guy left, we changed the name to No Strings Attached. And because I wouldn't say I have control issues, but I like to organize things. So I ended
Sure.
up being in charge and
He's a Virgo.
getting a bunch of people involved. But the improv had nothing to do with rollerblading
No.
in the
No.
parade.
Can I?
But that was
yeah.
a very improvised interaction.
I was going to ask what. Okay, please explain. What?
Okay.
Roller skates, Uncle Sam.
Yeah, so there's a lot
That's
of
how you met.
There's a lot of like words gonna be involved
Okay.
in this story, and I
Okay.
will try to tell it as quickly as possible. But
Okay.
I tell stories really long-windedly,
Yeah,
so
sure.
TLDR. Here
Yeah.
we go.
I'll
Mike,
correct
feel free
her when
to edit.
she's wrong, too.
Yeah. So
This introduction itself has taken 12 minutes.
Yeah, I know. I warned you. So, I was working at Back Home on the Farm. We were advertising for Annie Get Your Gun, what we were producing on the outdoor stage.
Okay.
And the way that we were advertising this particular show, it was Charlie Brown. The previous year we had done Annie Get Your Gun, and I had done some really sweet maneuvering with the cow train around our float, which was a tractor pulling a wagon where the actors were singing and dancing on the wagon, and then I was driving the cow train, which I will explain in a moment,
Okay.
around that, circuiting it as it went down Main Street. That was the thrill of my life.
Okay.
And so the cow train is a activity that one can interact with at Back Home on the Farm. It is a four-wheeler that's pulling a lot of 55-gallon drums that have been set on their side and put on a two-wheeled chassis,
Yes.
one-axis chassis, and they're all being pulled along. And it looks really whimsical, but when you actually get in it, the bounce factor multiplies as you go back through the ride. So if you're on the tail of the cow train, it is a wild ride.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
very
Sounds like
bouncy. Some
Sounds like
women
you're getting a new sponsor here.
Yeah, some women have have asked to ride the cow train because they are not quite in labor yet and they want to hurry things along.
Oh, sure.
So
Okay.
that's the cow train.
So you doula? Do you offer doula services as well?
Doula cow train. Yeehaw. We're gonna wrestle that baby out there.
So this thing was set up inside of where all the parade floats and everything were
Okay.
just waiting.
Okay.
And I was asked I volunteered to help with the parade one year.
Okay.
And as Uncle Sam, when you walk around with 3 other Uncle Sams handing out whatever they give us this year. One day it was fake tattoos, temporary tattoos. One day
Sure.
it was American flags. One day I think it was pencils.
Okay.
One year.
That checks.
Tattoos, flags,
Right.
pencils.
But
Got
The
it.
American
Yep.
way.
I
That
told
is-
them I would love to do it again, but I would like to
The Holy
rollerblade.
Trinity.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I would like to rollerblade it. And they said, sure, rollerblade. So I got my rollerblades on and I could go up and down the street. It was like the 4 blocks of the parade here in Harrisonburg, again and again, just
Yeah.
Uncle Sam,
Yeah.
high-fiving people and trying not to fall over because our country never fails at anything, as we know.
Ah.
and I rolled back to where they were all waiting for the parade thing, and then there were people dressed as Charlie Brown,
Yeah.
Lucy Van Pelt.
That's right. Yeah, the
Okay.
actors were all
Okay.
gathering up onto the wagon, like we do a reenactment of what we had done the previous year.
Which was Charlie Brown, not.
Annie Get Your Gun
Annie
was
Get
the
Your Gun.
previous year.
Oh, Annie
This
Get-
year we were doing Charlie Brown.
Okay.
So I was still going to plan on driving the cow train around in circles down, and I was so excited because I had so much fun the previous year.
Okay.
And I had so the 4-wheeler has it's 4 wheels, and so the back wheels create this very nice platform that extra people can sit on.
Sure.
Not advisable.
Gotcha.
But we're in a parade and we're only going miles an hour.
Yeah.
So I got 2 babes on either side of me. I'm driving the cow train. I'm feeling really good. I'm very manic because it's the 4th of July. I was just so excited about
Just
getting to drive this cow train in the parade.
Patriotic.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this Uncle Sam rolls up to me. You can't see any of his body. He's got long sleeves, gloves. He's got his beard, his hat. He's wearing very speedy sunglasses. Can't see his eyes.
Okay.
I can't. And he comes up to us, Tony is very casual, very familiar with people. And no, I mean, like,
No, I
He's an
forgot the
extrovert.
details, so I'm waiting to find out
And-
what
and
it
so-
is.
What did I do?
he recognizes a couple people that
Yeah,
are
sure.
participating in our float and starts talking to them and chatting them up. And he comes down to me and he's like, "Hey, you're Brittany Mongold. Facebook says we should be friends." And I was like, "I don't know who you are.
okay.
You're Uncle Sam, and I don't want to be friends with Uncle Sam on Facebook because I feel like it might be
Wow.
problematic."
Yeah.
And then
You-
people get to talking.
You're Brittany Mongold?
Yeah.
Yes, Facebook says we should be friends.
You're Phillip Bly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
it's good to meet you in person.
I'm glad we finally- I'm
There
glad-
we
Right,
go.
yeah.
Well, there
Small
go the secret
town.
identities.
Yeah.
Are you going to be bleeping those out later?
So I don't know him, but I know that
Yeah.
my friends know him,
Yeah.
and he's really excited about this prospect of meeting people and what we were doing. And I tried to explain to him what my maneuvering situation is, and my maneuvers. So we get into the parade route. I'm trying to do these complicated maneuvers. The kids
Yeah.
are spilling out into the streets, and it's really impossible to do that. So I'm just
Okay.
kind of serpentining down the road. Tony is a bit of a daredevil, and he starts skating really close to the
To the cow
four-wheeler.
train?
To the four-wheeler.
Can you
Oh, to the
imagine, like,
four-wheeler.
if you have a dog and you give the dog a new stick, and on the end of the sticks are a pair of squirrels? That's what it's like when you let me rollerblade in public in front of
Okay,
people.
gotcha.
Yeah. And so he's in that. We're both manic, I would say.
Well,
Yeah.
imagine, for example, like
Let's get these 2 in a parade.
No.
Yeah.
Let's continue the dog
Right, that was way too
analogy.
loud.
There's one dog that has a stick, and another one is a cat on the end of the stick, and the dog is like, "This is great," and the cat is like, "Why am I here?" It's-
Am I the cat?
I guess you're the cat.
Yay.
An
'Cause
existential
I was
cat at
having,
that.
I imagine I was having a great time getting as close to the
You
thing
were.
as can.
You were trying to. You were holding the front of the cow train. You were holding the front of the four-wheeler and roller skating backwards. And I'm like,
Ooh.
I can't see. And I'm trying to do some fancy stunts too, bruh. And I'm nervous that I'm going to kill you in front of children.
I officially
I'm going to kill Uncle Sam in
apologize.
front of children on a parade on the 4th of July.
In front of 4 people and
mean,
the
if-
internet. I apologize.
If you're going to go down swinging.
I don't remember that.
But no. And
I
then
blame the beard, the goatee, the Uncle Sam.
But at the end of the day, I was like, that was hilarious. This person is a keeper in my life. I got to keep this insane person in my life because
Yeah.
What a shenanigan. And then we had a really fun summer getting into shenanigans. So, yeah. And yeah, he kind of chatted improv up to me and kind of made me feel a lot more confident about doing improv. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Well, apparently the bar is now.
I told you I'd tell stories.
That's good. It's good.
Phil,
I thought we were
do
in a
you-
train station
Did
for
you
a
ever do
second.
improv?
I was going to ask the same thing.
No, never.
Yeah, Phil.
Never.
Really? No.
Fresh
Other
meat.
than a few exercises.
Does this
here
count?
and there. No.
I think this totally
Just-
counts.
just
Phil,
remember-
has anything
Yes,
ever gone
and-
wrong on stage in one of the shows you're
Yeah.
performing? in?
Ooh.
Yes.
Then
and-
then whoever was involved in
Recovery.
that has done improv.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Did you enjoy it? When
No.
things go wrong?
When things go wrong. Right?
Terrifying.
Paralyzing.
It really is. Yeah. It's true.
I've always admired to be comfortable in that space.
No, I've always admired the people who can memorize things well because I do some scripted acting and it's terribly difficult for me to just get 5 lines of dialogue down in the right order, much less 2 speeches and a dialogue.
2 speeches.
Two
Speeches of
peaches.
a dialogue.
I'm working on a play
What do
now
you
that's
got?
going to happen in Chicago. It's a
Yeah.
short play, and I've got like
Right.
5 really long paragraphs.
Yeah.
And then for the rest of it, I go, and those 5 paragraphs are killing
I am
me.
a reactor.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
and you still can. Did you ever study Meisner or do Meisner Technique?
No, but people have said that. I'm like, I just can't remember things.
Yeah, well, see, that was the great thing about Meisner. You remembered nothing. It was a simple observation. If I just look at you and like, oh, look at that grin, and then you would just say back to me, oh, look at that grin. I would say, oh, look at that grin, and we start to react like emotionally.
Wow.
The script be damned.
Right. Well, but that essentially was the script. Just your simple observation, that simple line back and forth. That's the script, and you're not worrying about memorizing it because it's 4 words. You know it.
The people
And
listening right
now-
now, you can't tell, but he's
Yeah.
got those eyes on me right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to Meisner you
Meisner
and to
eyes.
have a type of a reaction, an emotional reaction.
I'm going to wake up tomorrow and go, I get it.
I get it now.
And then those
I'm
words.
so sorry.
Those words are just they're just the framework that everything real is hung upon.
There's a reason I do improv. It's because I don't have to remember anything.
Yeah.
Are
That part
you,
does feel like homework.
are you still doing improv now? I mean, is this
Yeah, I'm on
something
2
in
teams in the Chicago suburbs.
Oh, nice. What are the names? of the
One is
team?
called Incognito Mode, and the other one is called OMG Improv.
Awesome. This is something I can share in the liner notes of the show?
Yeah, sure. They're probably both dying for attention.
Oh, good. I will give them
we have
2
a show
clicks.
going on 4 days ago. Oh, damn it.
Oh, yeah.
When's your next show, Tony?
I have no idea.
All right. Mine is on Friday. It's
Oh.
First Friday, and Rocktown Improv will be performing at the Court Square Theater at 7:30.
Nice.
That's right.
No, it's very good. Well, it's so we were just talking about Court Square Theater.
Yeah.
You were.
Yeah,
And
as
Court
well.
Square, your wife. What is your wife doing on Court Square, Phil?
Not the theater, but
Not
the
the
actual
theater.
square itself.
Not on the
Across
square
the-
itself.
across the square.
Across the square.
Right. She is with HDC, which is Harrisonburg Dance Cooperative. She has a number of different roles there. She teaches classes and leads some workshops. She is also artistic director for the seasonal shows. There's one coming up, I think it's in early May, the spring show.
That's
And,
awesome.
That is cool.
So
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
always-
so you move back
Choreographer.
into this town.
Yeah.
You move back into this town.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, I want to get into dancing, or
No, she,
how did she land into
No,
that?
lifelong relationship with dance.
A lifelong,
Yes,
okay.
conservatory trained
Oh,
in
wow.
Poland from the time when she was a child.
Okay.
He still tells tales about the mean Russian instructors.
No, really?
Yeah.
You know what?
It's not a stereotype.
Apparently not. I can't speak firsthand. And then her
teaching
career was
style,
in
okay?
yeah, right.
her career was
Meisner
in
Technique.
modern. When she moved to New York, she was with the Trisha Brown Dance Company for 10 years. Yeah.
Okay, and so then so
Basically,
she,
people much more professional than you and I, Chris.
far more professional
more.
than me and you.
She danced on the stages of the great opera houses of the world. And
Oh, and
Chris,
then and
Chris,
so
awesome.
and
Chris
so
and
we're-
Mike, apparently what you just needed, you need a Russian trainer to
yeah,
yell at you, and then
yeah.
boom.
right,
Do
exactly.
bingo like this.
You bingo.
How should we bingo?
Like the
Like this. That's probably problematic. I will get canceled for using an accent.
It's fine.
I'm sorry, future self.
Man.
Okay, that does make me think of a question. Okay, just from an improv perspective, I'm trying to think of.
Have you ever done anything regrettable on
Yeah,
stage?
right. Like, do you get to those moments where you say something and that you immediately regret?
That certainly can happen. Usually,
Right.
usually that happens when I realize, well, that wasn't humorous or entertaining or engaging at all.
Yeah, sure.
I'm
okay.
destroying the scene by not
Okay.
continuing things.
Yeah.
As
All
far
right.
as things I could like see in the future and get canceled for, that's a lot less because I don't go there.
That's
Like,
why we don't record these shows.
Well, for example, I can do a lot of different accents, but over the past 15 years of doing this, there have been less and less call for accents,
Sure.
particularly accents that are of minorities that are less.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I used to do a good Samuel L. Jackson, and people like don't do that.
Don't
Yeah.
do. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Don't
yeah.
ever do
Oh,
that.
that would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love doing accents as well, and you got to be careful
Yeah, right.
because
And
it's just not right anymore.
And some people don't. They're very sensitive about it. I've lived in a variety of countries, and I can do wonderful accents for those countries, but they feel that it's being put on them in a wrong way.
I see. Yeah.
Unless it's like European, and even then, you're going to do a stereotype at some point. Oh, the French got a bagel and they're smoking a cigarette. Oh,
Yeah.
German.
Right.
Ma baguette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are better things you can do with your time on stage and connecting
Sure,
with someone.
sure. Well, I think it's important that it's just something you're thinking about. It's it's
Oh yeah.
you're trying to process it, but in improv, or at least I don't. I've done improv like very little, and every time I do it, I always am thinking to myself, "Don't get in trouble! Don't get in trouble! Don't get in trouble!"
No poop joke. No poop joke.
Yeah, right.
I would actually argue that we improv
Oh, yeah.
every
Oh, my God.
week.
Yeah.
But here,
Of course, yes.
I think,
With
I think what we
bingo?
do
Yeah.
here is Mike is basically saying that he doesn't, but he does it every week.
He does it in a very effortless manner because Mike is pretty much the straight guy to your
Yeah.
excitable.
Did you say buffoonery? Is that
No,
what
I
you were
was
about to say?
about to say belligerent, and that felt wrong too.
That's right.
I need to get my
I'm cool with
thesaurus
that.
out and hit myself
I'm the
with it.
Costello to your Abbott,
Oh.
Yeah.
So Mike may not feel like he's
or the
Being-
Abbott to your Costello.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that would be the one.
like
What?
you
I
may not
don't
feel
know.
like you're straining yourself or working hard, but you're being natural,
Of
and that
course.
is, and you're being natural and improvising.
Well,
Straight guy gets 60%.
thank-
That's
thank-
the old
thank
saying. I mean, yeah.
I think of Mike when my first time hearing
Yeah.
what he was doing and watching what he was doing. He seemed more like a DJ, reading the crowd,
Okay.
reading the host, and saying, "This we need this now. We need a dog barking.
Yeah.
We need Pink Floyd. We
Yeah.
need this," and just finding the right clips and having them ready.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. Well, we try.
you set him up and he knocks him down.
That's See you
It's
later.
always,
All right.
it's always weird talking about your own method.
Yeah, but you got one. I mean, I'm saying you do him. I mean, it's funny.
I like the Meisner one though.
Well, you know,
Worked on
you-
that method.
You had mentioned you hate it
It
when
will
you're,
take you to the brink of madness.
and that's what bingo is.
I can at least visit every once in a while.
Yeah.
When I say something out of order, for instance, like we kind of have a little bit of an order to the show, and when I say something out of order, and I'll look at him and he's like, "That idiot, he's saying this out of order," and I know I'm saying it out of order, and he's got to line the music up to it, and so it's so that moment.
Recovery mode. That's what we go.
I hate that moment. I hate when I know I've messed
Aha.
up. When I'm like, oh, okay, it's going to take me a minute to get around
Well,
here, but
I think sometimes, like when there's a mistake done, obviously the crowd's not thinking about the lines that we're saying, but like when there's a mistake done in the way we flow, I'll pick it up where it's supposed to be, and it makes zero sense. But that's what's
The
funny.
line is
the two things I like to say about that is if you have a set that you kind of do and you do different pieces and you change it a little bit each time,
Yeah.
the people who come regularly, they're waiting for this. And if you do that instead, they wake up, they spark up, oh, they changed it up. It's interesting. And they think you planned it. And also when something pops up you don't expect, like someone plays the wrong thing or someone says the wrong thing, and the other person reacts and builds off of it, then you've created something new that's likely going to be pretty cool that you didn't even plan before.
Actually, I think that's how we've got to every bit that we do in the show. Honestly, it's like it's because something funny will happen, and then like that just
what's in this bingo heaven.
sticks
Right.
with it.
One thing I found in improv is if you do everything in order, it can get kind of boring and
Sure.
staid. That's how that word is pronounced. Where if you have some chaos thrown in and you try to make sense of the chaos, that's when you build something new and different that no one expected.
It's the rule of comedy, the rule of threes. You take something, you establish it, and then you change it.
Okay, I've got a
Ish.
question for Phil then. Okay,
Okay.
because this is not on the improv. Because on the improv, I think it's easy to like read a crowd
So
and to build like yeah. It's easy to read a crowd and,
Oh, yeah.
and use that energy.
Yes.
In a scripted play, are you still grabbing energy from the crowd?
Absolutely.
And how does that work?
Absolutely. Well, it doesn't change the actual words that you can say, but the delivery, the tone, the whole emotional texture of a scene will be completely, if it's a good show, completely connected with the crowd.
Yeah.
See, that's awesome.
And it will be a different performance every single night.
If your crowd isn't receptive to what you're giving them and they're all just sitting there with their arms crossed and like breathing through their nose, then you walk away from that show and you're like, man, I work really hard to try to get across to those people. It's like you teaching a class and not reaching your students.
Yeah, right.
And sometimes with a crowd, it's like they might not, if it's comedy, they might laugh a little more, but it's more about when they pause, when they breathe in. For me, the thing that happens more often is like, oh, like that. And then you know they're paying attention.
Oh, absolutely.
And it feels great for us.
Yeah.
But also sometimes, like, if you, like, one of my favorite times in a scripted show is when something goes wrong, because that's what I like doing. And then we have to react differently. And the crowd, I don't know if they know it or they feel we're being silly or what. I mean, in a comedy that works. If you're doing a drama, then maybe
right.
doesn't work as much. Like,
Because with the drama, you're
Hamlet,
tense.
you ham.
Yeah.
With the drama, the audience is tense the whole time.
Yeah.
And those moments of comedy are very small, but they provide that release. So
Sure.
And
But even intense drama or intense emotion that isn't funny can really, if it's to be fresh and immediate, it also has to be alive and moving just the way comedy does. And then that will give it its sense of life.
Yeah, someone I've worked with, she says in improv, but also in scripted acting, is you build the tension, you relieve it a little bit. You build and relieve it. Because if it goes up the whole time, it's like the beginning of the roller coaster. That can't last 10 minutes.
Right.
You want a little bit in and out before you do a drop.
Yeah.
Well,
fun fact, that friend also wrote a sex book.
Oh.
How to. Real good.
I'll let her know.
Yeah,
I like how that's improv genius
Right there it is. Right there it is.
Sex book.
Like, what do you call them? Sex book.
Sex book.
It's like a textbook, but
Well, okay. I was going to say one of the things that I used to like to. I don't have to do as much in the shows we do these days, but I liked having a crowd that had never seen the show before, and maybe there was one or two that had seen it before, and turning them into the like craziness.
oh yeah,
Trying to convert people into the cult that is the bingo crowd.
it's like a church.
That to me is like a challenge, and it's a fun. And we even say it at the beginning of the show now, where it's like, look, this is as weird as you want it to be, and as fun and as just strange as you'd like it to be, and that's okay. This is a safe space here.
Yeah. No, I mean, tonight was my first night at this bingo, and and it was quite an initiation. It was like a Rocky Horror
Yeah, good.
thing,
Good.
Exactly what I was saying.
But of bingo, yeah.
There's a feeling of that going, because
Yeah.
when I was watching it, I'm like, okay, he seems to want people to stand up and go over toward the lane, but does he really want that? Because we're sitting at a table and we don't stand up when we're eating at a table, but then you have enough people to do it that you're like, for me, this is the kind of thing like I wouldn't necessarily participate much the first time, but the second time, I would want to do more, and I would come with a friend I can be ridiculous with.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if you come with the calm friend like me, going, I don't understand.
Well,
they're
Mum
all so
shackles, I don't get
rowdy.
it. Everyone's just getting up and walking around.
So chaotic. I'm so afraid someone will drop a pizza on my head.
And later be like, oh, but this is what you do, Terrence.
I'm not paying for that pizza you dropped on my head. I'm going to win it.
Yes.
Fair game of bowling.
I do think if you're extroverted, it's more fun.
Is it okay to do British accents? I mean, that's pretty Caucasian.
That works.
I think so. Yeah,
That's fair.
That's good.
It might not be right, but it's fair. It's fair.
Mike's still not over the Revolutionary War. He's still hurt.
That's fair.
Oh, well, this was cool. This is cool. Thank you guys for just jumping into this conversation and
This has been great.
being, a part of whatever this is. This podcast is just an extension of the silliness that is bingo, the bingo show. But we've turned it into a thing where we just try to meet interesting people and talk about interesting things. And I think this was a great example of that. Thank you guys for being a part.
Thank you.
Thank
Oh, no.
And don't forget to visit Down Home on the Farm. Is that what it is?
Back home on the farm.
Back Home on the Farm.
Great place. They're open for spring.
Yes, I did a little bit of work there in the fall with their Pumpkin Fest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you
Oh,
for
what did
for
you
helping
do there?
us. Yeah.
I was a pumpkin prince for a few
Oh,
weekends.
yeah, you'd make a good pumpkin prince.
Yeah,
Nice.
What?
Passable.
What is that?
What is a
Pumpkin
pumpkin
What does
He
that
probably
mean?
escorts around the pumpkin princess,
I did. Yeah.
which is also a thing that happens there.
Yeah.
Don't go squashing his ego.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! All right, so just a little recap before we walk
yeah,
away.
sure, yeah.
A little
Little recap.
teeny little recap. So, Honora. Oh, wait, am I saying that?
Eunoia.
Eunoia. I'm always saying things wrong. Hi.
I like your accent.
Evan!
I'm always saying things wrong. All right, so those guys are going to be here next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
Trocheas.
is the
The
Trocheas
the official artistic council, Eunoia. I'm a Eunoia, but I'm not.
You're in a okay.
Yes, but I'm an ensemble member. I'm not really having artistic council.
No, but so we were able to get an actor. That's good. And then
Little
we're-
teaser.
Yeah.
Little teaser.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Tony, we're just gonna say you're from Chicago, and that sounds cool.
I'm close enough to Chicago.
Tony lived in Harrisonburg for a long time.
A long
and he
time.
I was here,
knows
like-
everyone in the room. Even if he doesn't, he will. And if
he'll,
you
he'll,
end up
he'll roller
encountering,
skate into your heart too.
yes, he will.
Oh.
If you encounter Tony this week while he's in town, he will know someone
here
in the
for
room
a
you're
week.
in.
I'm here for like 5 days. On the way in, Mum Shackle told me, stop by the John Henry General Store. And I'm like, oh, I know John Henry. I used to go to his house for shows. Like
I love it.
8 years ago.
Yep.
There's a
Knows
lot
everybody.
going on in Harrisonburg. If you choose to come down and meet it, shucks.
Totally. Mom Shackles, you got something Friday.
I do. It's First Friday. We've got our regularly First Friday improv show at 7:30 at Court Square Theater. $5 suggested donation. You don't even have to pay it if you don't want to, or you can give more. It's all good. It's fun.
Yeah.
And is it this weekend also Callista?
Callista Garcia. I keep
Garcia.
wanting to say Flockhart.
I know, right?
It's not Callista Flockhart.
After last week's show.
It's in my head. Callista Garcia is
Yeah.
playing on Saturday night. It's a whimsy rock.
Yeah.
It's a woman vocalist, musician, singer, songwriter. Like, it's always great to hear a female voice playing music because in a male-dominated field. So
Yeah.
I really enjoy listening to her music. Check it out on Spotify or anything like that
I'll
before
try to add that to this
before you come, and then come to the show. It's like $20, you know.
$20.
Saturday night, 7:00.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And it is the Hard Knock Life.
Not a hard knock life. It's
So
the
I think
Bingo
hard
is
knock
the
life.
life for me.
Yeah. It's the Hard Knock Life. So the guy, that's last week's episode.
Call back.
I
Yeah.
thought
Call
it was
back.
A.
No, it's not.
A.
It's
Oh my
not
gosh,
A.
yeah.
Trust me. We were
Yeah.
told wrong. We were
not.
like,
Just
it's
like-
not a hard knock
It's
life.
not a hard
excuse me
knock
while
life.
I
The
kissed
Hard
this.
Knock Life.
Just like, excuse me while I kissed this guy. Is that wrong too?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. No, I know.
There was my karaoke
Everything
night.
you know is wrong. Thanks, everybody. Are we good?
Yeah, I think we're good. Thank
Hey.
you, Ruby's Arcade, for
Our
being
sponsor.
our sponsor. We do this every week at the, what is this called? This building? The
Wine Brothers Building
Wine
in
Brothers Building.
downtown Harrisonburg.
See, this is why
Scenic.
we need to have Jay here on a regular
Tropical.
basis.
That's right.
He does use the word tropical, and I'm not sure why, but anyways.
Yeah. Big thanks to Tony. Big thanks to Phil. You guys
Absolutely.
are awesome.
Thank
Keep
you.
doing what you're doing. Keep being awesome people in Harrisonburg. Keep making things happen in Chicago, wherever you do your
Oh
things.
yeah. I'll just tell everyone in Chicago about this, and they'll be like, "We could do this." Like, not the same. You got to get a bus full of people, bring it down.
That's right. That's
you go.
right. All right, everybody.
All right,
Thanks
well,
so much.
thanks again. Appreciate it.
Do you have outro music?
What?
Do you have
We
outro
do.
Yeah,
music?
it's playing right
It's
now.
playing right now.
It is playing right now. You just kind of have to go with it.
You just have
Oh,
to
I love it. That's great. I can
Hold
feel
on.
it.
I love this part.
Yeah. Oh, that
you're
was
right.
good.
Yeah,
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 that was
good.
good.
Mike's going to have to apply the beat sync on this one.
Oh yeah, he'll do it. It's good.
All right, good night.
Night.
Good night.
Night.
Bingo is Life, a post-bingo Harrisonburg podcast, is brought to you by the Brothers How to Show and our friends at Ruby's Arcade in downtown Harrisonburg, Virginia. If you've enjoyed the show and feel it's worth spreading a little joy in this world, please tell just one person that you like this podcast. Word of mouth, more than any other form of promotion, is how creative works get noticed and sustain themselves. Thank you, Andrew Hickey, for that bit of wisdom, and thank you, listeners, for being part of the fun.